Hi.
Hi, guys.
What's up? What's up,
guys?
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
And it feels so good to be back.
Week 4.
Week
Crazy.
4 and no drama.
No
Week 4
drama.
and it's quiet, which we
is
love.
quiet.
Where's some wood?
For
Let me knock on
for
it.
now. But yeah, it's been a very quiet week, and it's been nice.
Yes.
No updates. I'm sorry to inform you. I'm happy. There's no updates. Nothing to inform you on. It's been a quiet week.
In regard to the last
Knock
episode.
on wood.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. The day is still young, though. We
It
are
is.
filming in the morning, so
Yeah.
the week's not over yet.
It's
Yeah.
not over yet.
And
But
if you
so
have-
far, so good.
If you don't know what we're talking about, this is your first time you're watching us, go watch the last episode, then you'll understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, 100%. Also, go watch it because it's just good.
Yeah.
But I was really excited because I was like, without, all this stuff that has been, very busy and at the forefront of our
Yes.
minds, I
Yes.
was like, we can get back to doing what we do best, which is giving advice that nobody asked for.
Because we are licensed therapists.
No, we are not licensed therapists, but we do love to give advice.
We do.
We do.
I just think it's fun when you guys send in, just kind of what you're concerned about or personal stories to just talk about and chat about it. Because here's the thing, life is crazy. We're all going through something, and it's nice to have just people to talk to about it and see
Right.
what they think about
A
it.
forum, if you will.
Yeah. Do you want to remind the people where they can send in their advices?
Yes, of course. You guys could send us a DM on Instagram, always, rwty podcast, or we do have an email too in the description below. If it's a little bit more personal and you don't want to share it on a platform like that, send us an email. The craziest things, personal stories, whatever.
Yeah. Or if you have like zero shame, just drop it in those comments.
Yeah, that
just
too.
Drop it down.
That too. So thank you guys for submitting your questions and all that jazz. So there was one that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting that I wanted to bring to our attention today.
Bring to the
Such a
courtroom.
weird say.
To bring to the courtroom.
It's a morning. Yeah.
To present to the jury.
It was a roundabout way.
Yeah,
Court
like,
is
what
now
are you
in
trying to say? To bring to the it sounded like you were saying to bring to the forum, the court.
Here it is.
All right.
Okay. Admitting to your date you're a virgin, parentheses, and want to stay that way until the right one comes along, end of parentheses, on the first date or wait?
Girl, wait.
Yeah, that's crazy to bring up on a
Wait.
first
Yeah.
date.
Unless like the first date is the first time you guys have explored a romantic relationship, but you've been friends for a hot minute, or you've been talking for a long time and had this first date is very natural. But if we're talking like first date,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, just wait. I mean, I guess unless it comes up naturally, like
Yeah.
if you guys were talking about virgins in general, then you're like, oh, well, speaking of which, I am part of that community. But otherwise, yeah, just wait. Because it's like, this is not pertinent on the first date.
Yeah, and
I
also
feel.
like that person, especially if you don't know them, like they're not what's the word I'm looking for? You're not obligated to share that kind of personal
Correct.
information with anyone.
Yeah.
And you don't need to have any shame about that. There are lots of people that literally want to wait for the right person. So that doesn't make it any like weirder or strange or anything. So therefore, the person sitting across the table from you does not have a right to that information until you're ready.
Yeah, I think the only way it would come up is if you planned on losing your virginity on that first date, which I'm not judging, live your life, but maybe if you're a virgin, you probably don't want to do it on the first date with this person, so I don't think you need to bring it up.
That makes me think more about people that divulge way too much information on a first date, and have this like urgency of wanting to tell the person across the table from them what they want out of a relationship, all about their exes, what kids, marriage. I'm like, whoa. It's the first date. Let's just have fun and get to know each other. And I understand like at a certain age, people
gonna
don't
say-
want to waste
Yeah,
time.
it's a
Yeah.
little different
But
depending on the
even
age.
then, I feel like you brush off a lot of people that way because here's the thing: on the first date, like it's not an interview. I mean, it can be, but
I mean,
I don't know.
it's a casual
Yeah,
interview.
I don't know if I fully
I don't know.
agree with you, to be honest. Only
Yeah.
because, like, there's parts of me that, yes, I agree. Like, you might miss out on something that you actually would have been totally fine with. But if you miss out, you wouldn't even know any better. So, like, really doesn't matter. And
Sure.
in my head, I'm like, there are some people who know exactly what they want, and they are sick of the the games. They just want to be upfront and be like, hey, by the way, if we're gonna date, you're gonna date me, I'm gonna date you. This is what I expect. And if the person across the table thinks they're crazy, then they're probably not right for them anyways.
Yeah. I agree. I just think it takes the fun out of it if you're just sitting down and you're like, this is what I want, blah, blah, blah. Are we compatible? Are we not? Versus just letting everything happen organically. And by the third date, if you want to have that conversation, sure. But the first date, like, let's catch each other's vibe. Let's have fun. And there's things that you can tell from the person and the way they act, or maybe you can ask a roundabout question to see how they feel about certain things versus like, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids?
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm a
do it
virgin,
like that.
you know?
Well, when I said that, like, it's basically like an interview, I don't mean do it like so blatantly like an interview, just like
pull out a notepad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you mind if I take notes?
Wait, what is that one?
Right,
There's that
like,
one movie where she does that, where she's literally taking notes. Anyway,
I don't know.
Katherine Heigl. What movie was that?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Is it
Shout
Knocked
out
Up?
to Katherine Heigl.
Or is it the other one?
I think it was
Like
27
27 dresses.
Yeah, and the guy that she was on a date with was freaking out. He's like, "Whoa!" And she pulled up like his background and everying. Like she had a background check on him.
That's what I'm saying. And obviously, the joke in that movie is she's been always a bridesmaid, never a bride. She's not down to play games. So that when people are like, "Whatever," I just told him what I expect. I don't. There's no part of me that's like, you shouldn't do that. Most of the time, I'm like, good for you.
Yeah. No, but I was going to say, like, you can have things in the back of your mind that are important that you would want to bring up, and you just do it in a casual way, you know?
Yes, I agree. Like, as long as it's not like forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a window.
Yeah, asking people about like, what's their credit score before the appetizers hit the table.
Yeah, maybe not that. Blood type, social security number. Can wait to the second date for sure.
Yeah.
We'll save that for like the second date, maybe.
Are you registered to be an organ donor? It's very important. You know what I mean? It's actually really funny. But I know for a fact that there are people in my life that go on dates and grill their date. I know for a fact.
Really?
But like
I
I said,
think a lot of people do it.
Yeah, like
and
I
if
said,
it gets you closer to your future person, great.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I think
times
everybody
are
has
tough, man.
Yeah.
Times are tough. None of us even have money to go on dates. I don't even know how. I couldn't even be single if I wanted to, you know? I couldn't afford to be single.
It's probably really a lot of pressure for men because it's like, how do you date if you don't have any money?
Yeah, and like I know that it is a struggle right now.
No, I think that's the misconception. You can date if you don't have money. You can just be more creative about it, you know? And
for sure. But it's not like...
Still, it's gonna get eventually.
Yeah,
yes,
and it's not the societal norm, which doesn't make it right. But the societal norm is to, you know, go and like enjoy a drink or get some dinner or like go to a movie. But also, like, side note, don't take a date to a movie until you guys have dated like 5 times.
Yeah, that is at least not until the 5th date.
You don't even talk. You don't even get to know each other. You're just sitting there.
Date.
It's
it
so
doesn't make any
awkward
sense.
too. You're just like... And imagine you're like watching a movie where there's like some passionate romance scene too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And you're like,
oh my God, this is weird.
unless you're going to a movie and then dinner after, then you can discuss.
Or
But
like a drive-in. Go to a drive-in or something where you can talk to the person in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
That's no sooner than the 3rd date should you be going to the movies.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So whoever's out there listening, take our advice because I truly do believe movies are a 5th date and above.
Yeah. Yeah, but to sum that point up, my friend, you do not need to disclose that you're a virgin on the first date if you don't want to. It's perfectly fine to wait until you're comfortable. And just know, don't put so much pressure on your first time, okay?
Yeah.
First times are
Yeah.
it's never going to be what you think it's going to be in your mind, okay?
That is for damn sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not going to be what you think it is. But also, if you have made this decision, just stay true to that, and like, you really don't have to think about it that much either. You'll know when the time is right.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you won't know, and you'll just do it anyways, and then you'll be like, "Damn it!"
Oh no,
that's just a hypothetical. I'm not speaking from experience.
Do we have something we need to unpack?
I am a virgin, actually. This is the time I wanted to tell you guys.
Yeah, Harrison was immaculate conception.
There was one time I did tell my parents. I was like, "There's something I have to tell you," and my mom was like. And I was like, I'm a virgin still. And then my dad was like, this is stupid. Why are you having us all be quiet to listen to this? I was like, I am a virgin. I just want to tell you guys. And Harrison was like 6 at the time.
I told my mom like the next morning I called her and I was like, Mommy, I did it.
Oh, I love
What did she say?
She was like, oh my God, my baby had sex. Then she wanted to like as if I was talking to a girlfriend. She's like, so like how'd it go? And I was like, oh no, I don't want to talk about it.
No,
Yeah, I would be
stoner.
like, as soon as like that, even that first word came out.
No,
Yeah.
my mom found out that I wasn't a virgin because she walked in on me. Yeah, it was pretty mortifying.
Your mom walked in on your first time.
Not my first time, but she found out that I was
Sexually act. That's what I thought. I was like, that's
Yeah.
trauma.
But I was
Imagine.
very young, and it was all very traumatic. Yeah.
No.
Wait, I think I like blacked this out, but I think you might have told me this before. But I had secondhand embarrassment.
That is.
I think I blacked
And
it
you know
out.
what's even worse about it?
Weren't you like in upstairs or
Yes.
something? Dude, it's all coming back to me. I did black this out. And like,
Damn.
weren't you like not supposed to be in school or something?
My mom wasn't supposed to be home.
She
It was
wasn't supposed to
after
be
school.
home.
She wasn't supposed to get home from work like way later. And it was me and my boyfriend and my friend and her boyfriend. So
Yeah.
they were hooking up downstairs. Me and my boyfriend were hooking up upstairs. Thank goodness they had left before my mom got home. So I hear the hustle and bustle of like my mom getting home, and she's downstairs, I'm upstairs. So we're running around. I was like, oh my goodness. And I don't know what we did in the time that she walked up the stairs, but we were still naked.
What?
She opens up the door, and it was like straight out of a movie. He grabs one of my stuffed animals and goes like this.
Oh no.
And we're just standing there. And my mom goes, oh my God. Oh my God. Shuts the door. And then I'm like, oh my
you
God.
were butt
Yes!
naked.
Oh,
Sorry, didn't
that's
you
so
scream?
vulnerable.
Both of us.
No.
And then she takes a
Naked
beat.
and afraid.
She takes a beat and
She
she goes,
saw your boyfriend's thing.
yeah. She takes a beat, shuts the door after she said, oh my God, oh my God. And she goes, when you guys get dressed, can you please come downstairs? I was like, oh man,
How old were you?
I don't want to disclose that information.
You don't have to say the number, but young enough where
I was still in high school.
okay, but young enough where a mom telling you like to come downstairs, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Dang.
I think I was like a freshman or
I not to cut off the story. I guess after you're saying that, I should clarify that when I called my mom, I was like,
Yes.
Mama, I was
a grown woman.
Yeah, I was 22, so it wasn't like I'm 15, Mommy. Because she was like, oh my God, cute.
Yeah, I guess I forgot that people don't know.
Clarify that.
Wait, that's wild.
That is traumatizing.
yeah,
yeah.
And then it made it even worse when we went downstairs and my mom was like, are you guys using
Protection.
She used a different word. I forget what she used. It wasn't protection. I was like,
Contraception.
no.
Contraception?
And she was like, you're not using whatever that word was. And I was like,
I need you to try to remember that word before
forget what
next
the
week.
word was.
Is it
Yeah, I
not
forget what the word
contraception?
was. And I was like, no, we're not. And she goes, you're not using protection. Then she used the protection. I was like, yes, Mom, we use condoms, but it was a weird word that she used.
Oh,
So she started
I think I
freaking
remember you
out.
saying it was like,
which
you
word
guys
it
aren't
was.
using, because that's why you said like, no, because you didn't understand what she was talking about.
something weird.
I can't
That's
remember.
right. That's right.
But anyway, she drove him home.
Oh God,
Yeah.
but her, just her.
Just her and him. Took him home.
Oh,
and she had,
God.
all the talks with him and everything.
Wait, were
Why
you at
didn't you-
home like?
Why didn't you go with
Oh,
them?
I'm sorry. Did I have a choice in the matter?
Oh, she said, Jackie, you're staying.
Yeah, she said, you're staying. I'm taking him home.
Oh my God.
That probably was one of the worst drives for him ever.
If
but
I could be a fly on the wall.
She
Yeah,
could have made it
man.
worse. She could have gone and knocked on his door and been like, "Do you know what your son is up to?" 'Cause
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
friends in high school whose parents were crazy. Luckily, my parents were not crazy. But like one time, we got in trouble like sneaking out of a house, and like my dad was annoyed when the parents called. But I knew my parents were trying to be like, "That's very bad." Like I knew that they didn't really, they knew we weren't doing anything nuts. I was such a good child that I like, I just remember there were friends' parents that would, anytime we would get caught, like we were like in the, like up the street or something, just running around being girls, like singing and whatever. They were like, "Just so you know, your daughter snuck out of our house this evening." And my dad was like, "Oh no, yes, that's bad." Like, but I knew that they trusted me well enough, and I told my parents everything. So I remember being like, okay, well, it's fine. I'll just go sleep at Vanessa's because they wanted to sleep. The parents wanted the sleepover to end. I was like, I'll just go sleep at her house, my other friend. And then the woman whose house we snuck out of, like, wouldn't allow us. She had to take us home. She had to come to the door and she had to like reiterate how terrible of children we were. And my dad was like, "What is wrong with her?" I was like, "She's nuts, clearly." So just so you know, I had friends in high school whose parents would have gone up there, knocked on the
Yeah.
door and been like, "I just walked in on your son naked." after he was performing a sexual act on my daughter.
It's so embarrassing.
Nobody wants anybody to walk in on them having sex, especially not their parents. And you also don't want to walk in on your parents having sex. The whole walk-in situation regarding parents is just... I apologize that you had to go through that.
Oh, not me. I'm more mortified for my mother. Like, imagine seeing your little teenage daughter.
Oh, yeah, that's
like,
worse.
That can't be
worse.
fun. And her little boyfriend.
That's definitely worse.
Naked, dude.
Naked, yeah.
It makes me like... I'm going to throw up a little bit thinking about it. Not because it's gross, because it like hurts my belly, because it makes me think just everyone in that situation, all three of you were mortified for different reasons.
And now I have a very young niece. And so I even just like imagine like if that were to happen with my sister,
Yeah.
I would be so upset. I think my mom was very calm. Like,
Yes.
you know, if I walked in on my niece, like being sexually active at that age, I would be like, I'll probably take it. This little young butt, I'm like, you better. Probably started, how dare you do
Yeah.
my niece? You
No,
know?
that's
Jackie's like
rough.
taking his shoe off.
I'm like,
Yeah, get the chocolate.
Get the chancla, start hitting him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oof.
Wow.
Anyway.
How that advice really went a certain way.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
But I do appreciate you being so open with that story, because that's not an easy thing to talk about.
It's not.
Did you really want? I know we have to move it. I was looking at the time. I was like, "Damn, we are 20 minutes in."
Damn.
I know. Really quick though, did you guys talk about it afterwards? Like,
Honestly, I don't remember that. I
You
think it was
you
just
left
kind of
it out.
like, I don't remember a conversation with my boyfriend. I don't remember.
and
I
your
think
mom,
I was mortified.
like, when she got back from dropping him off, and she was like, "So are you
She
hungry?"
just sat me down. We have but I think we just moved on.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, we just moved on from it. I think my mom was fully aware. Then she
Yeah.
didn't like make us stop seeing each other or anything. It was just more of a conversation like, I'm surprised you're doing this. It's not okay, kind of a thing. You need to use protection.
Yeah.
But she didn't ever say like, it's okay. Not like that. Like she was like, I'm glad you're using protection. She said it in that way, but she never gave her like blessing to like continue it. She just had the conversation, dropped him off, but she still let us like see each other.
Right. Damn.
Good.
Well, speaking of dates, I want to talk about red flags.
Yeah.
We all have them. Everybody has different ones. That's why I was so curious to like hear what you guys had to say about this, because I know why you're smiling, but that's not why I was looking at you or while I was bringing it up.
No, I'm laughing internally. Anyway, continue.
Everybody has red flags. Everybody has beige flags, as you were saying. Should I tee it up?
Yeah, I'm curious to know what you consider a red flag.
I think I have a lot, so it's like really hard. It's hard to narrow it down because I don't really like humans in general.
Yeah.
So like the red flag list is extensive, but if I had to narrow it down to maybe a couple, it would be things like if I was at dinner with the person, if they were rude to wait staff or like stuff like that, that's like an instant red flag. And then obviously like in conversation, if there was something that we just like staunchly disagreed on, like, I don't know, like morally, politically. I don't know why people always say you don't talk about politics and you don't talk about religion.
Yeah, and you don't talk about finances too, is what I've also heard.
Well, finance is fine on like if it's like early on in dates, but like you need to know if you have the same moral compass as the person you're dating.
I think people who said that were saying that like years ago when it wasn't as big of a deal. Now it's I need to know what everyone's morals are when I walk into a room.
And it shouldn't be weird, you know?
No.
It's not. When I think when people think politics, they're like legislation. I'm like, well,
I just want to know what you stand for. That's
Exactly,
all. Yeah.
exactly. So like that's a huge red flag. If like I thought about it because I was watching the new season of Love Is Blind. I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but
You're watching the new season
I've watched,
of
like, the
Love
last
Is
3
Blind.
seasons.
I hate that show.
It's
Fair.
so good.
I watched
Fair.
it.
It's so
I watched
good.
the season you guys all told me to watch, and I was literally like snooze fest 2024.
You got to get past the pods, then it gets juicy.
Yeah, I agree. The pods is not
that
my
was
favorite
literally
part.
like what I was waiting for the whole time, and everyone talked about that one season where that girl. Sorry, side note, where that girl was like really rude, right? Like the really mean one, like a few
the blonde
years
hair.
back.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's just been so good since then." And then I watched it, and then most of the people who told me to watch it were like, "Well, you need to go back and watch that season." I'm like, I need the show to be good always because I'm not going to go back and watch one season just to fall in love with the show. You know what I mean? Because I can't get into it now. Anyways, that's That's beside the point.
Anyway, and on this recent season, she asked a guy, she was like, hey, like, where do you stand politically? And she like brought up like Black Lives Matter. There was a white girl asking a white guy, so I thought it was dope that she even brought that up. And he was like, oh, you know, like, I don't really think about it. I've never voted. I don't do any of this. And like, that would be like an instant no, like not more than a red flag. We just wouldn't be, no. We wouldn't be even friends, you know, just because I'm like, I need to know that you care about other people.
Mm-hmm. I think a few years ago, I would have been way more okay with someone being a not a voter, doesn't pay attention to what's happening, doesn't really care. I would have probably been more understanding of that. I've always thought it was a little weird, but I would have been more understanding. Now, if I found out that you were like, you had zero, you couldn't like turn on the TV and you weren't like, what is happening? One way or the other, honestly, I would be way more concerned.
Yeah.
That even if you believe the opposite of me, I would be more concerned if it never crossed your mind, because I'd be like,
It's like, what do you mean?
what, like, are you either so self-absorbed that you don't pay attention to what's happening in the world, or you don't think about other people, or are you just like dense, honestly?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, truly, because I'm like, how can you not at least have some sort of idea of what's happening in government, especially in America?
Right.
Yeah.
It is
real.
weird. It's like, do you
so
live
weird.
under a rock?
Yeah, or you're just choosing to be like,
Like my life. I only care about myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Privilege.
For me, my biggest red flag would be, this is like, I'm usually pretty understanding of people. I too also dislike a lot of people and human nature in general. So when I was dating, I was the girl who always would make a lot of dates. This is so bad. Make a lot of dates and then always cancel them, because I would always just talk myself out and be like, I don't really want to do this. So if I was on a date with someone, it meant I already legitimately liked them. But the biggest thing for me would be like, once we got around their friends, and more importantly, their family, is how they interacted with their family. Because I come from a very, very close-knit family. So even if your family like deserved, like, even if you were rude or to your parents, but your parents were awful, I would be okay with that. It was more like, do you have like real relationships in your life other than just like the dates you go on? Basically what I'm trying to say is, I don't need you to have 1,000 friends or like a giant family that you talk to every single day. In fact, that would probably be a red flag if you talk to your mom every day. I mean, not every day, but like all day long every day.
Yeah. Mama's boy.
Yeah, that would probably be a red flag. But I just need you to have some solid relationships in your life, or at least know how to treat people in a way that I just believe that people can trust you, because I just think a lot of your mental and emotional maturity, social and emotional maturity, comes from the relationships you have. And like, that's how we all grow and learn about ourselves, right? From other people most of the time. So if that person doesn't have a lot of strong friendships, or, you know, someone in his family that he talks to and that trusts them, I'd be like,
what's the problem here?
Yeah, like, are you the problem? Yeah, but I know also guys are different when it comes to friends, right? Friendships, like, it's so different. Like, if I look at me and Nils, like, the three of us will sit sometimes and talk for like hours and hours and hours, and he's like, what the hell do you guys talk about for that long? So I totally understand it's different, but Nils had a bunch of friends, and I remember being like, like, very relieved.
Yeah.
I think a red flag for me, like, obviously the things like, you know, kindness is super important. So if you're unkind, kind of like what you were saying, mean to waiters and all that kind of stuff, character things. But what I will say, a huge red flag for me, because we're living in a social media age, who are they following? Who are they interacting with on Instagram?
Nils failed that test so hard.
But you mean like after you like look, like before the date, or?
As you're getting to know someone.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
What
Yes.
pictures are they liking?
What are you liking?
Yeah,
and here's the thing.
But Instagram took that away, remember? We used to always be able to see what
No, but
pictures.
you can still
you
like
can
go to
still
someone's and like it will say this
Correct.
person liked it.
If you're
Yes, I
following-
know, but like you have to go to specific people. Before, Instagram would literally just
or
tell
just go
you.
to who they're following and then go to the
Yes.
pages.
I know, I
Yes.
just want it to be easier. I'm
No,
lazy.
it's so easy.
It's still so easy.
Listen, it's very easy.
One thing we know how to do is snoop. Okay.
It's very easy, and it's also very telling. Now, here's the thing. As a single person, it's what kind of pictures they're liking.
Yeah.
If you're liking a bunch of girl stuff, that makes sense. You're a single man, whatever. It's the type, okay?
Oh, for
The
sure.
thirst
I'm
trap
happy you brought
stuff,
this
somebody clapping it, and you're all up in there with the heart emojis. It's like, ooh, that tells me everything I need to know, like what
Yeah.
you're interested in, where you're spending your time and energy. And if I go to your follower account and it's nothing but like half naked women, like good for you if that's what you're into. But like, I already know that you're in that category. That's a big red flag. I'm not engaging.
Yeah, it's hard because I totally agree with you. It's like if they were single and they do that, but it's like once you start dating somebody or like talking to somebody, you gotta cut all that out, or you gotta like stop following those people. I just don't really get like, you can see something that you think is hot, but like you don't have to physically like leave a trail of,
Also, you
know,
need to
just
worry
look
about
at
the
it.
trail you're leaving on social media. Like sometimes I'll be looking, like we talked about this in our other podcast.
Yeah.
How on our For You page, there's some like really jarring sexual content with
Yeah.
women. And I'll look, but I'm not like, you know, whatever. And I'll see certain people that are liking it. And I'm like, ooh, don't leave your trail.
Yeah, I'm very particular about the things that I actually like, that I would be
Yeah.
comfortable with someone
Oh,
seeing that
for
my
sure.
name liked it, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah,
Yes.
like I also think I unlike things all the time. I'll be like, and I'll just like unlike it because I also never, my biggest thing is I never want to offend people either because I know like it's tough times right now. So even if something I think could even slightly be misconstrued, I will just like unlike it. I'd rather just like not, you know?
Yeah. Or if something's like rude, I'll just save it and laugh about it later. I won't.
No, same. Like that's what
don't like it.
that's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
this could be seen as like, you know, a little rude.
Yeah.
Then I will.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I'll be like, oopsies, and I'll unlike it. And I'll be like, hopefully no one saw that. And
Yeah.
then I'll save
Hilarious.
it. And I'll save it, and then I'll send it to my friends. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally.
It's weird, but you are right. People don't need to know all the things like who you like, what pictures you're liking. I mean, and who you're following
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of social media, I don't know if anybody can relate to this.
You know, when she says something like that, it's like, let me tell you some crazy shit I did.
Social media is so weird.
It
but
is.
yeah.
It is.
You know how there's that feature where you can hide people from viewing your story?
Close friends.
No.
No.
You could.
You can literally go to someone's
Oh,
page.
you mean like specifically hide like a specific person?
prevent
Yeah.
them from looking at your
Yes,
story.
yes.
Or you can just like obviously like mute someone's page and like, you know, do that way too, whatever. If you don't want to like see their stuff. But like in regard to not wanting people to see your things, okay? So I do it. I do it often, okay? I'm confessing, I'm sorry. I do it often. So it's like if
You've hidden your story from people?
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But this is the thing. I think people are really nosy. And I've noticed, first of all, I've taken a huge step back from posting as much as I used to on stories and just on my grid, just because like I started to feel surveillanced. And obviously, social media, anything you post, you're posting it so other people can see it. So like you're welcoming that attention and that's just what you sign up for. But like I would notice that if I did that, like inquiring minds who like it didn't feel like the best energy. I would just be like, oof, I don't really want these people knowing everything I'm doing. Or someone's like, oh, she's on her phone, so she probably read that email or she saw that text. It's like, well, maybe I don't want to respond to that right now. So I'm gonna hide
That's a
you.
really good point you just brought up because I
Yeah.
feel like I sometimes cannot go on social media if like I haven't responded to some sort of email or if I have not responded to a text. You
Yeah.
know?
I've had this conversation with Drew several times of we live in a world where people think that you need to instantly respond to them. And just because you're posting something on social
weird.
media doesn't mean it's in the exact timing. People now have, they time their posts, they time their, you know what I mean? So for someone to automatically see that you post a story and you didn't get back to the text and they're feeling offended, it's like, calm down.
Well,
Yeah, I agree.
boundaries, you know, like
Yeah.
I don't think that people should feel entitled to your whatever,
But
like
it still doesn't
immediate
take away
attention.
that anxiety of feeling
Yeah, it's still
that.
just
Yeah.
and there's so many scenarios when I have done it, but like it's usually stemmed from either me not wanting to respond to someone immediately and just whatever, or like I don't like people like keeping tabs if it's not like a pure interaction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and
Yes,
this goes. You mean this
absolutely.
goes for both romantic interests and friendships?
I wasn't even thinking romantic interest, but like, yeah, that too. I mean, like friendships, people you work with,
Yes.
you know, like
Yes.
it's just kind of like,
Get out of my business.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like, it's also like you posted it. So, but I'm like, well, I don't want you to see it.
Well, I always thought like the close friends thing was that some girl at Instagram was like, I have an idea. Like, this is a great idea. And I thought this comes from a female because in my head, the close friends thing is really smart for doing the opposite when you want certain people to see your stories. Like like, yes, both ways, sure, both ways. But I really do think I'm like, this is also genius if you want to make sure that you can keep track of, if you want someone to see your story, that's a really easy way to keep track, because close friends is a very small number.
I had my stories once from somebody that I work with because I maybe told a little white lie to push like a shoot date back because I had other plans.
Yeah.
And so then I like posted that weekend when we were supposed to shoot.
Yeah.
And I was posting my like little mini vacation.
I think that's what it's for.
And I had to hide it.
Yeah.
Who was it? Just kidding.
Let me tell you. I refuse to say. But
that's
in
what
that
it's-
scenario, that was the only time that I've ever hid my story from someone. There's probably one other time where I was out and maybe I made plans with somebody and I didn't want their feelings to get hurt.
Yeah.
And so I hid the story, but that's about it.
I can
But
safely say
use it.
I've never hidden a
You've
story.
never?
Not once in my entire
Wow,
life.
I feel like I do it quite often, but it's usually like work situations.
Yeah,
or
definitely
just I
work
just don't wanna
related.
respond.
But I don't do close friends. I don't understand close friends. I understand close friends, but for myself, like I'm like if
Same.
I never do close friends, but I do feel like ooh, when I'm on someone's close friends and I'm not even that close with them, I'm like, okay, I'll see you making Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, that's I saw a meme the other day that was like, close friends is so weird. Like, I just need to know, like, who out there do you not want to see you be cooking dinner? And I was like, that is so true. But also, I think the same exact way you're saying is like, sometimes you just want to share the things with people you know. Like some people, you're just like, I don't need this person. I don't even want this energy anywhere near. Even if this post means nothing. Even if I'm just, I don't know, walking the dog or chilling at home. You just don't even want that energy. So I think close friends is a good thing for sure. But like I was saying, close friends is very genius because if you have, you know, to go through a bunch of people, because Instagram is usually pretty good about showing you who looks at your stories about with who you follow, right? They're going to be at the top.
Engage with.
But there have been plenty of times where I've hoped someone has looked at my story. Mostly it's been work related stuff. And Instagram will all of a sudden jumble it and the people I don't follow will be at the top and I'm scrolling through. So close friends is really good because you can literally make your close friends down to one.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I know you will see this or you won't see it.
Yeah.
And then if you don't see it, you know that they didn't see it. You're not like wondering like, did they see this? Whatever.
You know what Instagram needs to do with the stories? They need to put a little search bar right there.
And where you can
type it in so you can see who sees it. Because for people that maybe have a little bit more following or whatever, you have
if you wanna
thousands of people
make
that
sure
you have
a
to scroll
certain-
through.
Yeah.
They need that feature.
That is so
Yeah.
I don't know why
smart.
they haven't done it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday they announced that for group DMs now they've made it like so you can give a barcode, like a QR code. I'm like, who's asking for this?
Yeah.
Imagine me being like, Drew, I made a group chat. I'm going to scan the barcode to join. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, who wants this? Give us the things that make sense.
Yes. A search bar and the stories, please. I think everybody wants that.
Yeah.
100%.
I have a close friend story that I'm not proud of. It was back in my toxic days. Okay, this was not anything in recent years, but whatever. I think other people can relate to this too. Like, say you were
100%.
talking to a guy and you posted a thirst trap something story or whatever, something you wanted him to see, and you're checking, you're like, oh, has he seen it yet? Has he seen it yet? And then it gets to like 23 hours, and then it gets to 24 hours, and you're like, oh, it's about to say a day, and when it says a day and he hasn't seen it yet, whatever, okay? Have I checked? Yes. Guilty. And
Of course, we all have.
yeah. And then when they don't see it, well, in my situation, he didn't see it, okay? And I was like, no, this was meant for him to see it, so I must post it again. But
This
you
is the
can't.
only one I wanted to see
Yes,
it.
this was meant
the whole
for
reason
you.
behind it.
But I can't repost it because people would be like, wasn't just playing in theaters? Like, why is this, So
Yeah, like we get it, you're hot. Why are you showing us for
Again?
another 24 hours?
yeah. So I put just him on my close friends, okay?
So I said genius.
close
That's
friends,
genius.
party of one.
And he saw it that time.
he saw it that time.
That makes sense.
Actually,
Mission
I think I had to
accomplished.
try it a couple times. It took like 2 days, and he saw it.
Stop it.
Swear to God. Took.
She's like,
Determined.
not today, Satan.
Wow,
I will just
that's
keep
amazing.
doing this. That is perseverance.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We
Yes,
could
it is.
honestly, we could honestly do a full episode on social media because I have so much to say about different things. But real quick, I thought of another red flag in regard to social media. When those little note bubbles,
Yes.
it's like over
DMs.
messages and
Red
people
flag,
like
red flag.
red flag.
Why are
Red
people
flag.
using that?
I don't know.
Not to be judgmental, because
No, I'm
obviously a lot of
judging.
people do.
What
I
is it
have
for?
not used a freaking. Are we back in IM days?
What is it for?
Are we back in MySpace with your
Listen,
little tag?
I loved that about Instant Messenger, the AIM. There are certain things I miss about the simplicity of that, but like the note thing is so weird because people like be sharing things on that.
No,
like
be like new post, Cancun, have a blessed day. I'm like,
it's like the
stop.
most random.
Stop.
It's like usually cringy things.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
if
so
I understand
cringy.
if you're using
Wait,
it
I
for
gotta
like
read some.
if you're using it for like business reasons and you were like, hey, new
Yes.
product launch, whatever, like
Yes.
For a
stuff like
business,
that, I
that makes
understand.
sense.
But if it's like,
I agree, it's usually cringy.
yeah, or I saw one that was like, these hoes ain't loyal. Like it was like
I know
not-
you
It wasn't
lying.
like that extreme, but it's like okay, everybody calm down.
Yeah, or like
get off your phone.
people are just like, anyone need to talk? DM me. I'm like, what? Just text the person. Like, what are you talking about?
Or it was like, I saw one that was like having a bad day.
Yeah, I think I saw the same one or
okay.
something
Oh,
very
here it
similar.
Okay,
Oh
should
no,
we
this
read
feels
some?
mean.
Should we
Don't read
some?
the names, obviously.
Oh, well, obviously.
Okay.
Hold on, I need to.
We can take out the having a bad
So there's
day
a
if you're
couple
worried
that
about it.
there's like
Oh,
businesses
no, I'm
like
not worried about that.
promoting.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's a couple that are like, wait, tonight come here at 10 whatever. So that
Wait, what?
Wait, say it again.
like promoting their business, like, hey, come here. So
I was like,
yeah.
come over
but
at
here's
10.
oh, I maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I feel like it's bad if I read any of these.
Yeah, because it's all our friends, right? So it's like, yeah. I know. I was like,
I just don't get it. I don't get it, and I'm sorry if that sounds
yeah,
mean.
I
but
mean, we don't. It's not like I dislike you as a person. I just am wondering why are you doing it? Why are
Hot
you using
yoga
the notes
session
feature?
was amazing.
I only bring it up-
New post.
What? You got to read it now after making that face. What does it say?
Nothing.
No, you have to.
Sorry, I shouldn't have brought this up. We could just cut all this out.
Listen, I also just want to say I feel like the people who are making notes on using notes are the same people who are still actively using Facebook. Honestly.
Stop. Wait, no. I just want to make it clear that, like, in pertaining to red flags is why I was bringing up the notes, okay? Everybody does cringy stuff on social media, right? Everybody does.
For sure.
The notes is one.
It can be for sure. I totally get it for business reasons.
Businesses make sense.
Because if you're going into your DMs, which we all do like multiple times, a week, multiple times a week. If you're going to your DMs and you are reminded of like
Totally.
in a restaurant or a hotel or something,
Happy
post, like,
hour, 4 to 6.
Yes, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, like that makes so much sense because not everyone's looking at all the stories, right? Sometimes I will literally just swipe through brand stories, I'm just like, okay, and I'll just want to see my friends' stories. So that makes sense because once I go on my DM, I might be reminded. But I agree, it's the more like, who's asking? Type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
I just ignore it. Like it's not even there. It's there, but
Yeah,
I
half
don't
the time I don't
swipe.
see
I've
it.
never swiped through. I just go to my DMs. It's just so bizarre. It's dumb.
I
It's
knew I was
dumb.
going to be irritated by it when it first launched, and like
Yeah.
every single thing I saw up there was like, "Well, this is new." Like, "Hello, 2007, MySpace?" And I literally was like, "This is why I hate people because you're all so embarrassing." I literally was like, "Why are you even commenting on this?"
We are all embarrassing.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Call back to that
And if you
Victoria Justice
use
clip.
little
We're all
bubbles, live your best life.
We're all
We're
singers.
all-
What if she's like, we're all singers. But yeah, no, I don't. Please don't take offense if you're
Yeah,
friends
don't
with
take
us and you
offense.
put notes on your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not sitting here being like, yeah, like you know who at all.
Yeah.
Just maybe in my head a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you, we could literally do a whole episode on social media because there's a lot to
Yeah.
cover there.
There is.
There really is. Also, like I think we need the millennial who is still not just posting on Facebook. I mean, actively, like the same way we were in 2010. They need to be studied. That brain needs to be studied.
I want to know why people record themselves crying.
Oh man, it's bizarre.
I don't get it.
It is bizarre.
But it's like I don't even. Sometimes I think I'm the problem, or am I just? I have no empathy or something because why? It's like why does the algorithm favor those videos, and why are all the comments always so like, wow, this is so brave and vulnerable? I'm like, this is calculated 90%
They
of the
set
time.
up they were either already crying or they were like, I'm gonna cry, and then they took a tripod and they set it up, and then they're like,
Listen,
when I'm crying, I have never thought to set up a camera.
no, also, I am dramatic enough to know that if I put a camera right in front of my face, I would just start crying because I would be like, this is my time. And I feel like a lot of those people are like that.
I think there's a difference between if you're sitting and you're recapping a story and you get emotional.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
not-
that,
No,
and they'll
that's
cut
fine.
it.
That's
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
You
But,
know
like,
what
that's
we're
being
talking
vulnerable.
about.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
we're talking about, where it's like sad music, and
Performative.
It's like the
the sad
mascara's
music track.
Yeah, this mascara's running down, and it's like not only you know that they stopped recording, and then they went. And then they opened CapCut and they're like, okay.
And you're like, or like ones that like start, and you're like in a car, and you're like,
Yeah.
I just had and it's like, and then it cuts to them to, it's just,
Yeah.
social media is just
they
weird.
They literally stopped. They sniffed a little bit, and then they went into CapCut and they put some text over it. POV finding out, something, awful, which that's not to take away. Maybe something awful did happen.
Yeah.
But like,
Right.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get it. I don't know.
It is so unnatural. It is so unnatural. And it's also, I think, more jarring for us now because it's still a newer trend.
Trend, not a trend.
It's a trend.
Yeah.
It is a social media
trend to cry.
Yeah.
It's like a TikTok dance video is the same level I view a crying video. It's like now it's become its own thing, and the algorithm favors those videos. So it's like once you like stop, because of course you can't look away. I can't not watch a train wreck, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awful to watch. So once I don't look away and I give it like more than 6 seconds, and Instagram's like, she wants to watch people cry all day.
I mean, I definitely think there's a clear line difference between not wanting everything to be a highlight reel and you're like, oh, I'm just having a real moment. And then, like you said, if you're telling a story and you just
Right.
so
Yes,
happen to get
yes.
choked up, but you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And you know exactly what I'm talking about of like, someone's like, you literally had to set up a camera and you started crying, or you were crying and then you decided to set up a tripod.
Yeah, the reason
get
why
it.
I said it's a trend is because it's a format. Like there's a same.
Yeah.
The videos look the same. They start the same way. They usually have a text that pops up, and then it's like it's a similar length of time. Like that's what defines a trend online now. Is like a format becomes popular and people copy it. Not just like I'm telling a story and I'm going to say something really awful that happened to
Right.
me. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's usually people are always like laying down in a pillow. It's just
Yeah.
And mascara, like down, like mascara's like on their clothes. That's how hard they've been crying.
Damn, I've never seen that.
Yeah. Oh, it's always like someone in a pillow being like, like that. It's so insane. I'm sorry.
Someone saying Grand Rising is another red flag for me. I feel like I should stop.
Someone saying what?
Grand Risings.
Rising.
What the hell is that?
That's how they greet like the text. Instead of being like, "Hi, good morning," it's like Grand
Is it a
Rising
Texas
Queen.
thing?
Not Texas. I'm through a text.
Oh.
I was just saying through a
Oh.
text, or like, but people, yes, in person too, would be like Grand Rising.
I have never heard
instead of a good
anyone use that.
morning.
Okay, I've never heard anyone use that. That's like people who say like it's giving. Like that's just another slang.
Oh, I say that
thing.
a lot.
I say it. I really
say
try
it a
to
lot.
remove it from my
really-
vocabulary.
I'm not
we
trying to
need-
get as part of me.
No, we need to stop because it means nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah, but what does any slang mean?
It's giving uneducated, is what I'm saying.
No.
Yes, it is. It is we need to stop finding lazy ways to like speak. It's so bad. Online, that's fine. Like I get it. I get it. But once it's like walking around and me being like, LOL. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. It's not like how slang was back in the day when we were teenagers. It's totally different.
Yeah, fair.
It's not like when we would say like, you guys want to turn up tonight? Like that's slang from when I was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
These are like social media TikTok, like
I feel like it's the same
Riz,
thing, though.
Aura. No, it's not the same thing. It's not.
I do say
No,
it's
I see
giving
where
a
you're
lot.
coming from, because instead of saying, wow, this outfit really makes me feel inspired. I love the textures, whatever, like, going more in depth.
It's like
say,
lazy.
This outfit, it's giving.
And it's always
you
like-
kind of just use, you know what I mean?
I usually just say it like if something reminds me of something, I'm like, oh, it's giving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's
sad,
yeah.
you know?
That's still my point though, which I'm not. I know you're not uneducated, which is why it probably
Yeah.
irritates me more because I'm like, use your words.
But there's a lot of slang
Use
that
your words.
that I say or people say that is not the proper way of saying something.
no,
like
for
that's
sure.
just like slang. No, everyone's gonna use perfect grammar and vocabulary all
No,
the
for
time.
sure. And
you know?
I definitely always have to work on my likes. I say like a lot.
Oh, I say like I think it's
Can
a
we talk about the
California
first
thing.
episode of the podcast? I rewatched it back, and I said, if I say like one more time, I'm going to
say,
stop myself.
I try so
really
hard
need to
not
work
to.
on not saying it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's really bad.
Especially recapping a story. I'm like,
I've
Yeah.
always thought you were really good at it.
Really?
Yes, I've
Wow.
always thought you were really good at it.
That's
but
a really nice compliment
no,
because
I swear. I remember noticing it too because it made me feel
I will take it. Thank you.
As if it made me feel as if I needed to adjust the way I was speaking. But I do remember thinking, wow, she really doesn't use like a lot.
Wow, I really try hard.
No, you have to try to. You have to
Yeah.
like tell yourself like, don't use that word. Anyways, maybe I think you guys, we have to revisit the social media thing. 'Cause I think
do
there's
too.
just so many things to talk about. And clearly we feel a lot stronger about things than, I mean, clearly I feel a lot stronger about things than I realized for sure.
Okay, I think we all agree that we need to revisit the social media topic.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to unpack there.
There is.
Yeah, and if you guys too have any funny takes about social media, send it over to us as
Yeah.
well. So I'm always curious if people think the same way.
Or if there's ever a topic that you guys want us to talk about, let us know. Just drop it down in the comment section.
Let us know.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, you guys.
Yeah.
We lurb you.
We love you so much.
I love babies.
Little bit,
That's how I talk to my cats. Hey, little baby. Are you a baby? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're logging off immediately right now. They're like, okay.
Or they
exit,
kind of
exit,
like
exit.
it. Somebody likes it.
Somebody likes it.
Guys, subscribe if you're feeling it. And then also listen to us on all streaming platforms.
Yep.
Links in the
Yep.
description.
If you are listening and downloading this as an audio-only podcast, you should be reviewing as well. Rating and reviewing. There's no excuse, okay? Just do it. It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Also, follow us on our socials at rwtypodcast on Instagram and TikTok for all the little updates. And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.